Good morning and welcome to What's New with Mike and Jeff, your Saturday morning hobby hangout coming to you live via the interwebs. Today is a day of mourning as we witness Jeff's wallet slowly shrink into the oblivion, the abyss, and will no longer exist because all the new Space Wolf models have been shown.
Actually, the diagnosis is slightly incorrect. Right now, my wallet is at the part of swelling while I save up the money for the eventual decrease in size.
Good morning, David. Thank you for joining us.
Morning,
And
David.
we were going to talk about David today. I don't know how long you're going to be with us, but we will talk a lot about you today.
Yeah, David's been busy. I got a lovely picture of him at Andy's new shop in the shows today.
I wore the shirt proudly. I got to visit the shop.
I am so jealous. So I will make it there eventually. So
yeah, but when I saw the new Space Wolf models get released and a little tear ran down my eye, I'm like, poor Jeff.
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to. I thought I was going to go over them today, but they have been so all over the internet. I didn't feel the need to actually go over that review.
I know. Hey, good morning, Mark. How are you, buddy?
Mark, how you doing today?
I actually thought about
now. Mark is one of the reasons we've got so many really cool picks in the picks today.
And I thought a lot about Mark. Well, I was I was like, oh, Mark would probably have a small conniption of just, dude. Andy's has got shopping carts at the store, and dudes were walking around with shopping carts, just throwing stuff in the cart.
All right, you just crossed the line from being informative to being mean.
And they're cool shopping carts because, like, all four of the wheels rotate.
You have to build them. You have to build and paint them before you can use them. Is that what it is?
No, but all four of the wheels rotate, so you can go sideways. So you can just go bink, 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 side to side down the aisles, just pulling models off.
Now you're just gloating. You're just bragging. I live in the hobby gaming void of the East Coast, where it's a major trek anywhere to go do anything fun and exciting, and you just go over to Andy's and push your little 360-degree cart around.
Shopping cart, dude. It was like a grocery store, just aisles and aisles of nothing but models.
I picture Mark sitting in one of those carts while his wife pushes him around, and he's like, "Go faster, go faster, go here, go here."
Exactly, IKEA carts for the win, and they're not huge shopping carts; they're medium-sized shopping carts, but it's still
I'm jealous, but yet I'm not, because I'm kind of glad that I'm not within proximity of that shop right now, because like we talked about at the very beginning, I have major purchases coming with the Space Wolf release.
Yes, and I was looking at all the 1/35th scale Corsairs for you.
1/32nd?
Sure, 1/32nd. I was looking at them all for you, and I was like, oh, that would be good for Jeff.
Jeff needs another one on his shelf.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't been local, or Mark, if you want to make the journey over to Arizona to check out Andy's Hobby Headquarters Superstore, it is a warehouse, so it's massive. Check out his video. Good morning, David.
Morning, David.
Check out his video on his YouTube channel. He does a little tour. He's got like glass IKEA cabinets separating they're going to do classes and stuff there, kind of creating that separation. Yeah, I'd like to go to IKEA. Go ahead. With just all old model kits and some buildups, just to kind of show the evolution of models from where they started and where they are today. He's got like wood kits and stuff like when they first started. Good morning, Joe.
Yeah.
And it just spreads the gamut. Tank, like armor and cars and all kinds of cool stuff.
What's amazing to me is that when you and I first started going to Andy's, he was in that little shop a couple blocks away from Darren's shop.
Yep.
He actually was going to sponsor one of our first painting model competitions we did, the first expo. But we just couldn't get together on him being able to be there, and it's just amazing and fantastic and he's such a great guy. He's just a phenomenally nice guy. So I'm really happy. I'm really glad things have gone that way.
But if we do go out there when you show up,
if
when we go out there, when you show up, maybe you can stop by, pick Mark up, and come on out. That would be a fun trip, actually.
That would be cool. Well, yeah, it would be kind of funny.
Yeah, because you don't get to see Mark that often.
I wouldn't get to see him if he walked in the building. I wouldn't get to see him. I wouldn't know where he was at. He'd just disappear.
Plan on spending a minimum of an hour just looking at everything before you even pick a model up off the shelf, because that's how it is. So I did get a new model.
Woohoo! What'd you get?
For those of you that might know me, I'm a Volkswagen guy, and I got the Hamagawa. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have Hasagawa kit. I got the Type 2 Volkswagen. It's like a truck bus.
Yep.
And this is just a display type model. It's no engine detail, nothing special like that, and just a great kit. It's all about painting the body.
It is a beautiful kit for one of the ugliest vehicles ever made.
Ugly is in the eye of the beholder. I think you're gorgeous.
My point made. Thank you.
So he's also carrying he carries a lot of the non-traditional gaming products for painting. Like,
well, yeah, that's a lot of modeling products.
Yeah. But they all cross over. Like,
absolutely, they interchange, and because all it's just amazing.
So Ammo put out dry brush range,
right?
Which we're all familiar. GW had a dry brush range for a little bit. Okay, all right. Well,
you're going to be in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
I may have to make a trip.
Well, he's going to be at the AMPS Nationals too.
Yeah. No, I may have to make a trip.
I'm sure Mark's going to bring us some gold to show off.
Absolutely.
So he's got the dry brush range, which I'm like, metallics are hard for me to dry brush because most metallic paints are pretty thin. They don't dry brush well. So I gave it a shot. It works like I expected. It's a thick paint, and it's great for dry brushing metallics. Obviously, the whole range, you could use it for dry brushing and everything, but I just picked some up just to give it a shot, see what it's all about, and I'm pleased with it. So he does have some gaming adjacent products, AK Interactive stuff, and he's got some of the washes that AK puts out, which are all the different colors of washes. And
well, AK Interactive, actually, I think I could be wrong, and I'm sure Mark will correct me, which he loves to do. I think AK started out as more of a modeling product that actually transitioned into miniatures.
Okay.
Versus the other way around.
Yeah.
I think they started more in the sci-fi plastic model era and kind of moved over that way, or just general model stuff. So.
Yeah. David, I got a lot of GW dry brush paints that in a trade deal he's looking forward to trying. Yeah, dry brush paints are good, especially if you got some of the old GW stuff. Just it is what it is, and it's really thick paint, so make sure you knock a lot of it off. Yes, he is in Hampton, Virginia in August for the IPMS Nationals, and DC afterwards to hit. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be
Well, Harrisburg is just under 2 hours away from me,
so that's not bad.
That's what I was checking. That's not bad. I'd make that trip.
That's like a trip up to Flagstaff for me.
To see Mark for the second time in my entire life. Yes.
Maybe we can get a photo of you too.
No, that's like the seventh seal.
Don't break it.
That will bring around the apocalypse.
Good morning, Raymond. How are you, buddy? Good to hear from you.
Hey, he didn't correct me. He actually said I was correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
On the AK Interactive.
Raymond, you are more than welcome. I'm pleased to be able to help you with your request. Raymond has got a GoFundMe right now, trying to raise support to pay for the extraordinary amount of money you got to pay for an adoption, which I'm very proud that you are adopting your daughter. I think it's awesome. So I was more than happy to help. And Mark, we'll talk to you after the show. All right. So
and,
that was
actually, and Raymond, I actually want to just throw my 2 cents on that. I think it's fantastic. I wish you guys all the luck. Unfortunately, I could not contribute because I have future Space Wolves to support.
I choked a little on my coffee.
Was I out of line?
Yes, you. I think I might die on the show. Yes, you do have some future Spacefuls going on. So, outside of that, I've just been I finished my commission work for Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the display models to do, but he's like, Mike, hey, Lenny, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we kind of hit base on Jeff's.
Yeah, we've touched on that
a lot. So I finished Jason's project, and now I just went crazy, knee deep into like projects that I got like 4 different projects on my bench right now that I'm just having a blast working on them, and just can't wait to get them done. They didn't hit us with the fees last minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I'm sure people are going to rally together behind you, Raymond, and help this make this all happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where my life's at. Like just crazy, getting some games. I was off all week. So, and it wasn't like a planned vacation, like going any place or doing anything. It was just have to burn time or lose time, and I don't lose time.
Those are referred to as staycations.
Staycation.
Yeah. So you stay home and don't go to work.
So I got to, like I said, I got to go to Andy's, went and checked out the new hobby store that opened in Surprise, Hobby Forge. Met the owner. Seems like a really cool guy. Really passionate about gaming and all that good stuff. So played a little Guestlands at the shop, which is my go-to favorite game. It's amazing. Like we finished playing, and I'm like, man, it's been a few months since we played. And Tim was like, yeah, it's been like a year. I was like,
yeah, it's been a while.
Oh yeah. So I lost, but I don't care.
Yeah, just had a good time.
Yeah, that's all it's about. And you? I'm sorry, I took up a lot of the chunk of the intro. So.
Oh no, you're fine, buddy. No worries at all. No worries.
How have you been?
I've been good. I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of commissions coming in, to the point that I'm having to really be precious with my time because I need to get a lot of painting done. So I'm right now. I've got a game scheduled with Dave, today down in Glen Burnie, which should be fun. And we'll go from there. See what happens.
All right.
It's always fun. It's always fun to see Dave play a couple games with Dave. That's pretty cool.
And you got your favorite commission, Custodes.
Yes. Well, the exciting part is I got to work through a lot of the stuff that I got to finish up some projects and work my way through to the Emperor's Children commission that I have, because at the end of it is a fulcrum, which I'm really excited to build and paint. That model's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's going to be your reward.
Yeah.
Grind through the stuff that has to get done.
Right.
But you got a project at the end that you're looking forward to. So
yeah. And then and probably, if the rumors are true, some point in the middle of all this other stuff I'm doing, I have to wedge in some time to build and start painting my new Space Wolves, because rumor has it they're going to be fairly soon.
That's what I was just going to ask. They didn't give a release date.
They're very tight-lipped on the release date, so they only really actually announce it to the retailers maybe 14 days before they put it on pre-order, sometimes 7 days before they put it on pre-order. And I get all my feelers out. So
I get that from a GW standpoint, because they have a release date.
Yeah.
So they got to make sure all the product, they're global. So they got to make sure all the product gets shipped and arrives in all of the right places, so that they can say, okay, this is our official release date, because all of our product is in like warehouses or wherever it needs, the distribution chain.
Right.
Is because I don't think Ren and which one of us is Ren and which one of us is Stimpy.
I'm built like one of them.
and I act like the other one.
Yeah. I'm
But
not going to commit to which one. I mean, I'll let you guys figure that out. If you're smart, it's not really hard to figure out. So.
But yeah, so I get why GW is tight-lipped about their release date, because they don't, even though the US market is a good portion of their, US and UK is like their major thing, they've got to get everything ready in all of the different countries that they produce or sell their product in.
Yeah, and Raymond, you and I are like-minded on that day.
Thinking next Saturday?
Yeah. I don't have any concrete information. No one's told me anything because no one knows. But if you look at the pattern and the history of GW and how they do things, I'm thinking next Saturday they're going to do it.
And did they do justice to your favorite model?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. So far, I've fallen in love with every single one of them. The head takers are fantastic, which is a brand new troop type. Blood Claws and Grey Hunters are back, phenomenal. I really want to see if they do Long Fangs, which will just complete the whole trifecta. And then Grimnar, Arjak, Nodule. The only big difference is they put Nargel in Nodule Stormcaller, which is their Psyker, or Nodule Stormcaller, in power armor versus Terminator armor.
Okay.
Because it used to be he was in Terminator armor, but you could field him, you could pay the points and put him in regular power armor, but no model was available. So
Mark just wants to know if it's Logan Grimnar.
Logan Grimnar, I have always been referred to as LG. That's actually how Mark called me LG, and I called him FH for a year because that was our call signs in Tribe. My favorite model that I really want to see them and hope they bring back is Bjorn the Fell-Handed, which is the character Dreadnought. But Grimnar would be my second favorite.
Well, let's see if they have some of that stuff in the wins. Like right now, they've released so much. I would like to think that they have a few more things up their sleeve that they haven't shared yet that will come along. Maybe not on release day.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure there'll be other things down the road.
Yeah. So very cool.
Everybody's. There's a lot of conversation out there about they may release Russ. I don't see that happening because Fulgrim just came out.
Okay.
And they usually wait about 18 months between Primarchs.
Yeah.
But going back to your whole why they're very tight-lipped, there's a small portion of that is also, like for example, myself, I usually pick up GW stuff all the time during either as paint, supplies, an individual model here or there, and when you announce something like the Space Wolves, people will go whoop, and they just hold, and they're kind of holding their breath and their money until that launch. So that's the other reason why all companies do that. They kind of look at the releases and they try to kind of make sure they're kind of doing a balancing act on making sure when they release it and how quickly they put notice out there, that kind of a thing.
Because you don't want to kill your sales.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to tank your regular sales.
Right.
You don't want to cannibalize your sales is what it's referred to. Is where basically you're basically just you're not getting new money, you're getting money that would have been spent on something else had that new release come out. Then there's always a bit of cannibalization in that new release window. Anyway, you just don't want to make it worse.
Yeah.
Bjorn, I knew Bjorn because he right now looks like one of the when you compare him to a Redemptor, he looks like one of the robots from the movie Silent Running. If you've never seen Huey, Dewey, and Louie, which are the name of the robots in Silent Running, just do a quick look and you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll agree completely.
Well, hopefully they redo him. Who's Santa Grimnar?
That's Logan. He had a sleigh. He used to be in the big sleigh pulled by the wolves. Yeah, they always called you all called him Santa Grimnar. That was his sleigh, which I didn't mind the power sled. But I always played him out of it. Because I'm always magnetized the model to move in and out, so I could display him in the sleigh. But I always pulled him out of it. So.
And then David, happy I converted Grimnar. I don't think I could do anything with the new one to make it to match my theme.
Yeah,
the new models are a little bit trickier to do anything fun with.
Well, the big thing for me is he's going to fit right into my theme because he's already on a tactical rock. Which is what I do. So
case closed. We're good.
Tactical rock or tactical tree trunk, one of the, something like that.
Yeah. So cool stuff. Well, we have a lot of pictures to get through.
We do, which is actually the pictures we have from Discord are one of the reasons why I don't have all the new Space Wolf launch pictures for us to go through today.
So this is going to be a picture show.
There's a lot.
There is a lot of pictures to grind through. So kick back, get your cup of coffee or your morning beverage, and let's just get through it. Potential pickups convert, but it'll be hard to mention. Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is the night that for Amos. Amos is doing a night with a Mars theme on the terrain.
And looks amazing. The Mars basing looks very nice. I like that reddish, orangish, dusty.
Yeah, they look really good. He's been working really hard on these. He's actually real excited about them.
Yeah, I even put the dust up on the feet, kind of blend it all in. Very nice.
Very cool.
Oh, look at the light effect on the spear tip. Very good.
We don't mind you filling up Discord, Mark. Your stuff is always a treat to look at, quite frankly.
Yeah, we like seeing the production.
Everybody's stuff is a treat to look at. Let me not be a backhanded slap to anybody. But I always enjoy looking at your modeling stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. And it's a different medium. Like we're used to miniatures, but when we see these scale models, it opens our eyes to there's more to the hobby than just one thing.
Well, as miniature painters, we're kind of caught between the amount of time we spend because we want to get them on the table to play.
Right.
So there's a balancing act between how much time and detail you put in them. Because if you do what a fine scale modeler does on your army, you're going to be a long time getting that army done.
Right.
So you find that balance. One of the things I like about showing Mark's, and I usually show all of Mark's pictures, is it gives you that if you're focusing on more like a Golden Demon entry or an IPMS entry, the level of detail and sometimes the minute details that bring out all the other detail is what's really important. And
he was up till 2 a.m. finishing that tank.
Yeah, I bet he was. So that's why I like showing Mark's pictures, because it's actually an extension of what all of us already do, but all of us are under the constraints of what we're going to do with the finished product.
Right.
Because if I was going to do what Mark does with, say, Logan Grimnar or up on the fell-handed model, or the new Fulgrim I'm getting ready to paint up, I don't have to worry about the fact that I'm painting this for the goal of playing it in a game eventually. I have more time.
Right.
There are guys that buy they are now or have just recently purchased their Golden Demon entries for next year, and that will be their primary project for the next 365 days.
Yep.
That's why I like showing Mark stuff, because it gives us a breakdown and shows you where you can go with that little bit extra detail. So, boom, and there's the last picture of the night. They look really good. They are really, really nice. And his weathering and his scarring and battle damage looks all really, really good.
And those are just little details you can do to your miniatures just to make them pop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and Bethany started a trend.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, so I thought that was very cool.
I wonder if she's going to play Slanesh.
I think she even mentioned she just bought an Emperor's Children army.
Yeah,
I think she mentioned in the comments
something about that box behind her hand.
That could be it.
Hey,
hang on a minute. Oh, I know why. These I didn't put the tattoos all in one location. Okay. Everybody jumped in but I put them under their name. So as we scroll through the pictures, we'll come across all the tattoos. Right. She basically put out the challenge: show me your GW tattoo.
And here we got that one.
Yep, and here we got that one. I thought she'd put some more up there, but I could have been wrong. So we'll figure that out. Oh, I know why. We'll get to them. And this is Dave at the place you mentioned earlier.
Yes, David is now a part-time employee with Andy's hobby headquarters. So
if you want to know the size of the place, the banner will give you a nice scale.
That banner is massive.
Just how big this place actually is.
And it is in a warehouse strip, like with a bunch of warehouses, and there's nothing on the outside to say this is where you need to go.
Right.
Like he's got like a little fold sign. I don't know if he's going to put like a sign on most warehouses don't let you put anything on the building.
Right.
35-foot ceilings. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the part I didn't realize. I didn't realize that Andy's carried busts of their employees, because this is a very lifelike looking bust of Danny. I thought this was great.
David says there will be a banner. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, but
it took us a little bit to find it. I had to actually call for directions.
Where the heck are you?
And it's just off of 51st, but it was like, where am I going?
Yeah, but the detail of the shadowing here is really good. I like that.
The little stubble on the facial hair.
That's hard to do. That's really hard to do.
Even got good reflection on the glasses.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nice. I thought he did a bang up job on that.
So. That looks plastic as hell.
And there's another one. I believe this is Don's.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have to say this now that I've got Don's Blood Angel tattoo. One of the things I've really enjoyed about the Space Wolf launch is listening to all the upset Blood Angels players that their stuff wasn't quite as cool. So
it happens.
Well, I didn't start out that way, but I got to going through and looking at the comments, and I'm going through the comments on the Space Wolf stuff, and there are Blood Angel players that are just livid. It's like, oh, okay,
all right.
That's kind of a bonus.
So, bonus to everything.
There you go. So
all right. Well, we know Don loves his Blood Angels.
And this model is gorgeous. I love this whole thing. It looks fantastic.
This was for the IOG painting challenge.
Did he win?
I don't know. I did not.
I was going so quick earlier this morning. I didn't even get a chance to read it. But Don, that's phenomenal. Looks great. I'm going to get used to doing pink here very quickly.
And that's a good looking pink.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But very nice. Very, very good work.
Very Easter themed for April.
Yeah. Well, actually, it reminds me of one of my favorite comic characters from Stan Sakai, Usagi Yojimbo. Samurai Rabbit. I'm a big Samurai Usagi Yojimbo fan. I've got a lot of his graphic novels. So that was very reminiscent of that. So very, very cool.
Very cool. And we know it's Don's desk because we can see all this stuff in the background.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent work, Don. This thing's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
There's some new stuff Joe's put in.
Yeah, Joe's been busy.
Joe's always busy. He's always cranking out stuff for games and whatnot, and some commission work he does now and then.
Well, one of his commissions is something that I am interested in, so we'll get when we get there. Love that vibrant red.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Red and gold, your favorite colors.
Yes, my favorite color.
Whoa, look at that face.
This is a mess.
More Star Riders. Look at that. It looks smooshed.
It absolutely does. And then he's showing how this inserts into there.
Look at that. That's actually creative.
Yeah.
I like that.
On top of he's obviously got the Game Envy wet palette. Which is cool. I love the Game Envy wet palette.
It is a nice palette. The Wishing Well.
Yes. I missed this one, I believe, on one of the past shows, so I grabbed it this morning. So
takes me right back to Goonies.
There you go. Nice.
My wife's favorite movie. The speaker towers for Gaslands.
Actually, these need some noise marines standing in front of them.
Hey, JP.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Look at that. We didn't run into any of them. So.
Oh, any of these?
Yeah, we actually, for the red barrels, if we kind of added our own little rule to Gasland saying if you hit it, it had the possibility to explode. So you had to roll a D6, but none of us hit it. We actually were in control for the most part of our cars.
It looks very cool.
So I didn't even get halfway around the track.
Some more Joe stuff. I threw Tim's in there by accident because Joe usually does the terrain. So I didn't notice that I'd actually put them under Joe's name. That's where I think these are Tim's, yeah?
Yes, those are Tim's.
Yeah. But I put them under Joe's because Joe always does the terrain. So I'm cranking through them, just doing my copy paste, blah blah blah. So those are from Tim. And now we're back to Joe stuff.
All righty.
These are people that were watching the Gaslands.
Yeah. And they look like they would be in Gaslands.
They do, absolutely.
Look at them. Very cool. Very cool.
I believe this is some of his commission work.
Yes. So he's working on Kingdom Death Monster, and that is a dungeon crawl board game, survival game that I look at it every time I go to Gen Con,
Yeah.
and it's one of those I'm tempted to pick. It's got a hefty price tag. If you get the all in, both the crates and all the stuff that goes with it.
Right.
But I am interested in it. It does look, the models are twisted and wrong on so many levels. It just looks interesting. So
I believe after I finish up, I've got a commission for some Imperial Guard heavy weapons teams and a box set of Gaunt's Ghosts. Once I'm done with those, that next set that I am getting from this customer is the Confrontation main core set.
very cool. Yeah. Yes, JP, they do explode. Explode. That's the best way to play Gaslands is when stuff blows up.
That's all. That's the whole point to playing it.
Yes. The bigger the explosion, the better. Oh, more tattoos.
And these were posted by Bethany, but these are actually Lenny. Lenny was over and he took some his picture, his tats, and he says hello.
Another Blood Angel, and he's got it right because Blood Angel and Chaos kind of go together.
Yes.
Blood.
If you look at pretty much, other than the Ultramarines, and most of them have a Chaos taint of some kind.
Yes.
And then we're into these.
Yes. Look at this.
Just the detail work.
Yep.
A little bit of rust, and that's just phenomenal stuff.
Yes. There's always going to be a little bit of rust on a tank.
Absolutely.
So they are massive steel machines.
Yes.
So I just like how the track turn. It's just not black track. He's got some gray in there, just because modern tanks have rubber tracks, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they all have the ability to have rubber tracks. It's called road wheels. They're road pads.
A little less destructive.
Yeah, they don't tear everything up.
A little bit of like I don't like water weathering, the whitish, dirtish light colors on the edges, where water, like the calcium from water, kind of builds up. That's how I see it.
Yeah, just phenomenal work. Look at that.
Just gorgeous. I like the camo, that green whitish camo.
Yeah,
just different.
And he's got. I mean, it's just got some nice edges to it.
Yeah,
just really nice stuff.
Very nice. Just love it. It's just amazing. And these kits are just amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, I like the the wear and the variants and just the different shades. It's awesome.
I got to see the new 1/16th model that Andy will be bringing out. It's a German half track with troop models in it. It's behind the counter. It was just gorgeous to look at.
Bet it was.
Yeah. It was he just had it primed.
Yeah.
So it wasn't painted. I think it was the test model, most likely, to make sure all the parts fit and everything was good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now look at this turret. Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Mark, I don't know if you're still with us or not. Is this the model you're taking with you to Europe Convention?
I believe this is his next entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to put the stowage on at this point.
Look at that.
Really good stuff.
Just amazing. The rucksacks. Love it. I'd hate to be the guy that has to change one of the wheels out on that tank.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's got to be hard to do.
It's not easy.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's part of basic training.
Yeah. Is a rabbit hole. It can be. Yes. Okay. So Mark is taking this tank with him. Just love it.
Yeah, I can't. That's one of the reasons I want to go to where we're going to go to show. I want to see this thing in person.
Yeah. Just so cool. We got decals going down the barrel.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like a gun. Don't look down the barrel. Look at this. This Mark, I over the top impressed with everything you do.
Yeah, and it's the subtle. I mean, even the streaks. You see the little streaks
Yeah,
in
a
the
little
green.
oxidation.
Just little oxidation, just little weathering, little grime here and there. It's just that little of detail, and that's really where as painters, when you it's the difference between painting to play a game and painting for display.
Right.
Because I mean, everybody paints to a certain, but you always have that time constraint. But when you do get in and start putting in those details, it's those little subtle details that bring out all the detail.
Yeah. You start
Because
seeing everything.
yeah, you just start noticing everything. So,
And it's not that extreme either. Like
yeah,
sometimes in gaming, the way we do it is we want that extreme contrast. Because we're dealing with little models. So you want them to pop on the table, but in scale modeling, it's a little bit more subtle.
right.
It's because
Well,
people are looking at them as museum pieces.
GW incorporated that into their model design early on, and that's why they used to have a thing called what GW referred to as epic scale.
Hmm.
GW intentionally on a lot of their models would take the hands and the head or the face and make it slightly out of scale, so that when it was on the table and painted, because it was exaggerated, the detail was more prominent and it looked better on the table. I mean, that was actually a design decision they
If they would clear coat and wax military equipment, it wouldn't oxidize. So
made. Absolutely, absolutely.
I
If
don't know.
all
If
they
they,
have,
I don't
yeah.
know if they want shiny tanks in the battle. They could
Well,
chrome the wheels.
that was always my argument in 40K when guys paint 40K vehicles up as a camouflage. I was like, why bother? I mean, really, why bother?
They're
At this
just gonna
point,
blow it up. Yeah.
yeah.
Actually,
So,
thinking about getting the other.
hey, Huron.
I will go modern tank and paint it with MV. Oh, that would be.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be cool.
Hey, good morning, Aaron.
It'll be a showroom tank, that you go see when you go in and just walk around. Go, look, here's our tank.
Well, it kind of fits if you play World of Tanks or some of the other tanks. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
do those custom skins and stuff like that. You could actually go in that direction and have a little
Absolutely,
fun with it.
absolutely.
Just be something different.
Yep.
Here's the thing about models: do it, see what happens, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
I mean, right there, just that one panel, just the streaks. It's just gorgeous stuff.
Yeah, Mark, are you using oil filtering, or are you doing something with washes or something like that?
Well, there's a product called Streaking Grime. I think it's by AK. That's actually really good for that kind of stuff.
He
But
just
I don't
kind
know
of
if
talked,
you
he
use it or
just
not.
he just hit on it. This is where the AK Interactives, VSMs, and Mr. Weathering products come into play to help with the subtle changes. Yeah,
Yep.
I
Yep.
tried
Right.
oil. I did the filtering with oil paints.
Right.
I've tried that a couple times. It's different. It's just you got to be careful because you got acrylic paints on top, and then you're putting oils and you're using thinners and stuff like that to streak them down.
Yeah, well, I did that with. I mean, it was on my 15 millimeter Merkavas, but I would base coat them and then get some highlights on there, and then I'd oil wash them. Then let them set for you. You had to be really careful. I mean, that you didn't put it too heavy, didn't press too hard, just kind of wipe off that oil wash again.
Yeah.
But this is really good stuff.
The tank dealership showroom tank.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's how all my stuff looks. It's like it's a dealer display.
You got to do like polished aluminum on the armor panels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous, Mark.
Deathstalker.
Love it.
Yeah, great stuff.
Such a cool model.
And now he's got all the stowage on the back with the netting and.
Got to have it.
Yeah. There it is.
And that white netting is just amazing. Like that would actually work really good in like 40K scale stuff. Like very cool. Because I know they're larger models. I don't know. I think GW is probably not. They're probably not at the same scale.
No, there's a dramatic difference in scale.
Yeah. Well, they keep making them bigger and bigger.
They do.
So look at that. A little bit of dirt and grime all over the place.
Yep.
Make sure you apply an acrylic clear coat before using these products to protect the underlayer. Okay,
Yep.
very cool. Oh,
And then we're on to Tim's had a dragon phase go crazy with.
dragon face. He's going through his dragon age.
This is his dragon period.
It's kind of like when we were all kids. We went through different phases.
Yep. When Ralph Partha was releasing, was it Ralph Partha? Or I think it was Ralph Partha did a Dragon of the Month. This was back in the late 80s. I was all about them. I had all of them. So. And he got a new case, which is a really nice case.
Yep.
Is that a new IKEA case?
I believe it is.
That isn't. I've looked at that case a couple times. I actually eventually want to get one.
Yeah, I like how Darren, I guess somebody kickstarted some brackets so you can put more shelves in them.
Yeah.
So that way, because there's a lot of space between the shelves.
Yeah. Darren did that to his cases up in Montana. They look fantastic.
Yeah, so you can add more models, more shelves.
And there's somebody's Gaslands game taking off.
Yeah, we got a little game of Gaslands in. Just did a simple track. We had to remember how to play, which took one turn, and then we're like, oh yeah, that's how we play.
That's how we do it.
That's what I love about Gaslands. Like, easy to teach, easy to play.
Great stuff.
Tim was about to hit the wall there. But it wasn't a red gas barrel, so it didn't go boom.
Yeah, there you
go. So, love the game. So much fun. There's my bug. I love bugs. Bugs are the best. That one has a World War I airplane engine in the back of it.
That's very cool.
Why not? That's what you can do and get. Race dragons combined. We could do Gasland Dragon Racing.
I don't think anybody realized the prop on that rotary engine on the back of the bug will slap the ground every time it goes.
Shh. We play in that creates my dust.
Suspension of disbelief.
I am not a realistic person.
It looks cool though. Yeah. That's it. The rule of cool applies.
Yes. Because it also would be going the other way if it was an airplane engine.
This is true. This is true. Well, not if you flip the prop. It's all based on the prop direction. So.
And when I wrecked here, I didn't blow up. Damn it.
Well, this is fire.
Well, but that just shows wrecked. But I
okay.
Gas barrels and I didn't blow up.
Well, that's good.
And then I blew up my other car.
Well, that didn't sound fun.
Oh, it was a blast. You know, that's the thing about Gaslands. It's like it's just fun. It's just you're hoping for all the bad things to happen, even to yourself, because sometimes when you blow up, you can actually cause problems for the other players because it could cause damage to them. It's like when vehicles blow up. Could put a flamethrower on I'll get to work on that. I have
There's some other Star Wars stuff you've done.
Yeah, I finished. This is all Jason's commission work. Just every model was a character model. Everything needed that extra step. My favorite that turned out is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Really happy with how he turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which picture he's going to be, but I don't know some of these characters. There he is. Just love how I did the brown cloak. Didn't do hard contrast, but I did some really good color contrast.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Let's see here. This is Lando Calrissian. I have no idea who that is.
That's kind of where I was.
No idea who that is.
Yeah.
These three, if you don't get these three, you're not a Star Wars fan.
Yes. But yeah, so Jason's I still have him. I gotta get him. He had to go to California. Lando came out. Well, thank you. Yes, yeah. Lando is very bright. So yeah, those were fun. But they're done. So now I got all my projects on the bench now.
There you go. There you go.
Having a blast. Yeah, I don't know who these people are.
More Star Wars extras.
I had to look him up. Like the dude in the middle is just a random smuggler. He's not anyone particular. from Star Wars Imperial Salt. Yes, they are, JP. These are all, my buddy loves Imperial Salt. He bought everything for the game. What brown did you use on Kenobi's cloak? It's a lot of the rust browns. It's all pro acryl, like burnt siennas and stuff like that. And then I did a very, very thin down contrast paint on top of it. And I don't remember off the top of my head what brown it was. I believe it was a flesh tone, ruby fur.
Ruby fur.
So that's what I'm starting to do with a lot of my contrast paints, is really thinning them down and using them to blend my transitions and stuff better. But yeah, that cloak's like 3 different shades of like a rust brown.
Right.
So, and then I put the ruby fur on because it added a little bit of a red tint to it.
Cool. Looks good.
Just pushing. Oh, look at those.
The more dark angels.
You say that. Hey, I love your yellow and black striping.
Yeah.
I have a whole new appreciation for you when you do that, because I had to do it on one of the models and it drove me up the wall.
It can be a pain.
It's a lot of back and forth.
This is the sergeant's power fist.
Gonna punch you.
And this is the. I like doing the split between the checkerboard, and then that's just Caliban green.
Okay.
I originally planned on putting the having a Dark Angel or Deathwing symbol here, that the portion over the green would be red and the portion over the checkerboard would be white.
Okay.
I didn't want to paint it, so I took a decal and I cut it in 2 down the sword, down the center.
Okay.
Which took a bit of time to get it right. And even though on the decal sheet or the transfer sheet, the white and the red look the same size, they are not.
Oh no.
And at that scale, a millimeter is a lot. I could not get them to line up, so I had to scrap the idea and just go. And the red looks fine, but I kind of wanted to take it. I think I would have made it also too busy. But when I went to line the white and the red symbol together, the white one was about a millimeter or just slightly more than a millimeter longer than the red one. So I was like, oh, disappointing.
And when you're looking at them on the transfer sheet, you probably don't even realize it.
I didn't bother trying to get out and measure them because I mean, visually they look pretty good, but literally when I went to them, I could not get them to line up properly.
Well, we're gonna have to file a complaint.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a complaint to somebody.
I think you did it because we're the only ones that are going to listen.
Absolutely. Or care.
Mark, Jeff, you need to be enthusiastic about Dark Angels, Space Wolves, both.
Yeah. I said enough nice things about you today, so you might want to be careful because I got nothing nice left to say.
You know that Sergeant's Power Fist has issues with the finger in a permanent pointing position. I wouldn't know that problem.
Yeah, you got it. Now, hopefully, and I got to be careful with these. Hopefully, on our next get together, I will make sure you can't see who's. On our next get together, I'll give an update on these guys.
Is this the painting thing you're doing?
This is the Army Painter versus GW.
Okay.
So they're exactly the same model, and I am painting them each step. I will do one step on one in GW paints, and then I will go to the other one and do the same step but using Army Painter.
Okay. The new Fanatic line, right?
Yes, the new Fanatic range. And when we're all done, I'm going to put them up side by side, and then have people vote on which one's which.
And I'm sure you probably have some system in place that way, because they look similar just based on what we're seeing here.
The reason I'm holding them like this is on the painting handles, there's a piece of tape. One says GW and one says AP. So I can keep track.
Mark's poking at the old wolf.
Poking the old wolf. Yeah, I am the old wolf.
Just remember, if you poke a dog long enough, it will bite.
Not really. I don't have the energy for it.
You don't have the fangs for it either.
I will run out and tell you to get off my yard and then go back inside.
So. All right, Clint. Just call you Clint. Such an amazing show, Green Torino.
But yeah, so hopefully I'll get some more done on those this week.
Good.
I'll be able to give everybody an update next week.
It'll be interesting because the Fanatic range is a good range of paint. Like their new formula and everything's good. So I've been messing with the John Blanche stuff because that's really my only Fanatic paints that I have. And I'm like, okay, these aren't too terrible. I had some issues with one color being a little bit clumpy.
Right. Yeah, I haven't used them yet. I have them sitting here on my paint rack separate. Did I show you the model I'm going to use nothing but the Blanche paints on?
No. It's show and tell time.
I got this at Adepticon. And I bought this specifically. I have not opened any of my Blanche paints yet. Because I want to use only the paints out of those two sets.
Right.
On this model.
What model is it? It's hard to tell.
Let me see if I can get some light on the subject here. This is from something Shadow. It's a company out of here in the States. They do busts and other miniatures. It'll come to Lethal Shadows, I believe is what it's called. And this is their Viking bust.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be using all the John Blanche paints pretty much exclusively on this model.
Doing the grim dark.
I'm kind of going to do a grim dark kind of a thing.
Cool. Yes, David. Jeff has been messing around with R&B Painter. Very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how all your projects turn out. I'm just kind of chipping away at the stuff I've got on my desk. Instead of giant dwarf.
It's very close to it. It's very close to it, but it's very Viking-esque. So that's what I want to do.
Yes. Well, you got stuff to do.
I do.
So we talked at the beginning of the show. We were going to keep this one at about an hour because we knew it was going to be a lot of pictures.
Yep.
Jeff's got some stuff that he's got to get done. So maybe he can get a chance to get out and do some gaming. We'll find out. We'll leave this show on a cliffhanger.
Did Jeff go?
And so are you good for next week?
Yeah, I don't have anything going on. Yeah, okay. Should be good.
I should be good for next week. So later, gents. Yeah, David, have a great weekend. We will be back next weekend with some updates and some projects that we're working on and kind of take things from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got anything else you want to say before we cut out?
Oh, other than have a good weekend, guys.
And I've got to find the correct button. All right, everybody, we're going to bounce out of here. You have a great week, and we'll be back next weekend.
Take care.